Almost every home has one of these blood pressure monitors. This is the blood pressure monitor we use at our home. When we look at the back, it runs on 4 AA batteries. At the same time, we plug our cable into the socket on it. We can use it with a 5-volt adapter, so we don't need any batteries or anything like that. Some devices, just like ours, run on 2 thin AAA batteries like this. Whether you use alkaline batteries, quality batteries, or rechargeable ones, you can't keep up with the battery consumption because there is a motor running inside. Since motors draw a lot of amperage, these batteries run out in a short time. Especially the branded ones, also very expensive. They are really expensive. Now let's take this device apart as well. Let's equip it with a socket like this. Using the adapters we charge our phones with, we'll be able to use this device for a lifetime. To convert such a device from battery to electricity, we look at the voltage of the batteries. It runs on 1.5 plus 1.5, which is 3 volts of electricity. You decide to do a job like this. If you have a large blood pressure monitor and a battery compartment in the back, your job is very easy. You can easily make it electric by making connections to the plus and minus points here. To do this job, we need 3 components. One is a Type-C input. A mini 360 1.8 ampere voltage step-down module like this. One 750 microfarad 16 volt capacitor. We will be able to run this device with all the phone chargers in the house. Now, without further ado, let's see how to place these materials into this device and wrap up our video. Now we need to drill a hole here to install this Type-C socket. We need to drill this neatly so it doesn't look out of place. First, let's draw it with a pencil like this. If you don't have a rotary tool like this, you can even use a sharp knife by heating it. You can cut this area by heating any material. We will also add a 470 microfarad 10 volt capacitor to the step-down circuit board. We need to add our capacitor to the output. We pay attention to the plus and minus. I recommend putting a capacitor on the output stage, especially in circuits like this. You can even put the same capacitor on the input stage. Since our space is a bit tight, I decided to put the capacitor only on the output side. First, let's make the Type-C connections here to calibrate the voltage regulator. We solder our cable paying attention to the plus and minus. You can use such devices with an adapter between 1 and 2 amperes. Let's provide our voltage from the Type-C. Let's perform our calibration. Let's plug it in place. 4.6 volts is coming through. We will need to pull this voltage down to 3.3. 3.3 volts of electricity is passing through right now. You must perform this calibration before mounting it on the board. We will also make the connections for our device from these parts. We are removing the springs of the battery cables. I can actually put this board inside a heat shrink too, but I won't do it so the board doesn't overheat, We placed our motor in its spot. Let's glue our socket with super glue so it doesn't come loose. Now let's carefully place our board into its place. Let's do a test before installing it. Let's see if it works. And let's turn it on. Our motor started working too. It gave an error because the hose isn't attached. Everything seems to be going well. Let's wrap things up and end our video. This device will never run out of battery again. Turned out quite well. We will attach the coupling in this place. The hoses need to be seated properly, otherwise it will not measure correctly. We align the tabs on this part with the hose. We plug it back in by pressing down here from the bottom. We ensure the hoses seat properly. I guess I wasn't careful while closing the cover. This ribbon cable got stuck in B and snapped like this. Look at what just happened to us. It is currently working normally. It is performing its job quite properly. There is a saying we have and there's room. I've ruined it completely. I have completely ruined this beautiful device, friends. Anyway, what's done is done. As they say, there's no remedy for what is past. There's no remedy for this anyway. It's impossible. If it were a normal cable, we could have patched it or done something. But as you can see, this is plastic. It is impossible to repair. As long as you don't make the mistake I made, you can run such devices on electricity. But you have to be very careful with this LCD screen, especially when disassembling and reassembling. I mean, don't crush and break it like I did. Even though we broke this device, videos like this will continue to come. From now on, this is useless. I will take the internal motor out. We will throw the rest away. It's gone. Anyway, let's just say health is more important. Goodbye.